All right, B.Scott's in the building. He's got an issue with this. We'll get into that in a
Quitters?
sec. Yeah, quitters. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. He needs to quit.
Words.
Yeah, no, I don't understand it. I don't like the energy of this show quitting on the young players on this team.
Okay, we'll get to that in a sec.
I don't get it. I understand part of it, but I feel like y'all have gone an extra mile in quitting on some of the young players on this team. I don't like it.
All right, we'll take that up in 8 seconds. You could afford to quit some things, by the way, B.Scott.
I would not dispute that.
Here at In the Loop on
Would not
Sports Radio
disagree with that at all.
Let's talk about smart money and big money. John Lopez throws this out there, but now he's finally going to put a name on it. Put a name on it, mofo.
Yes.
Go ahead.
It's called accountability, man.
Give it to me.
I'm glad B.Scott is in here. From the first day of the offseason, Monday, I've been saying, actually before, but really adamant, you're never going to have this opportunity again. If C.J. Stroud is what we think he is, and some of us know he is, you're never going to have this kind of money to spend again. Not in his career, ever. So now is the time to spend that smart, big money.
The next 2 years, right?
Really more, because the cap hits, even if you re-sign these guys, isn't going to be until after their current contract runs out.
Yeah.
So you're good for 3 years minimum.
Yeah, right. But you want to obviously get ahead of it.
Get it done right now.
I'm with you.
All right, so wide receiver, running back, defensive tackle, and safety.
Okay.
In order.
Oh, we're going safety.
Yes, in order. That's
Speaking
my priority. In order. Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't even have him on my list, the safety, but go ahead.
No, I think safety could be a great hit. Wide receiver, 25 years old, Gabe Davis, 4 years, $54 million. 4 years with Gabe Davis at 25. I'll take that, and I'm an Aggie over Mike Evans.
Why do I have to go 4 years on Gabe Davis?
That's the current
It's 25.
market value. I'm going.
But someone is.
But how good? I mean,
That's spot rack.
These are spot rack.
We use spot rack as the meeting point. You either take or you say no.
I got 3 wide receivers. That's one, and this is all spot rack projections.
All right, keep going.
Tyler Boyd. He's the odd man out in Cincinnati. He's been up and down, but he's shown some things because they're going to apparently, they're going to tag T. Higgins, right? So he's 29, 3 years, $26 million.
Okay.
A little cheaper. And the last one is Darnell Mooney with the Bears.
Yeah, I like Darnell Mooney.
26 years old, 4 years, $41 million.
See, you're missing me on the 4 years. I don't need to go 4 years on anybody that's not a young
let's just talk about the money,
player.
though. Just separate it out and divide it in your head. Gabe Davis, and I'm going to say the numbers because I'm just going by what Spot Rack projects.
Go ahead, give me the numbers.
4 years, 54. Tyler Boyd, 29. 3 years, 26. Darnell Mooney, 26. 4 years, 41.
Yeah, give me Mooney on the 41. I think that's the smarter money. The big money is Gabe Davis. Miss me on the Gabe Davis on the 4 years or the $50 million. I'm not giving that money to somebody that's going to be my second or third best receiver.
He might be your number one.
Hell no.
Yeah, he might.
Get out of here, Lopez.
Hey, that's what they said about what's his name in Jacksonville.
Yeah, and then they got a real number one in Calvin Ridley there, and then he became the number two.
Yeah.
Like, no, he might be maybe your number, but he's not. I don't think Gabe
47
Davis
catches, 7 touchdowns.
Fine, yeah, that's not. No, he's a good player, but I think I like the potential of Nico Collins and Tank Dell over Gabe Davis.
No way.
Absolutely.
No way.
Absolutely.
So you want one of those three, or you want Mike Evans, Landry?
Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
No, I'm saying
Lopez. Wait a minute. No, we cannot skip over this. Wait a minute.
No.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to derail the segment. No. Wait a minute.
No. You're not derailing.
You got to be serious here. You just we did this together.
Yeah.
We just watched the season that Nico Collins had and the trajectory that Tank Dell was on.
Yes.
And you think Gabe Davis he's probably better right now because of experience, but you like him better than the upside even of Nico Collins in his 4th year and Tank Dell in his 2nd year?
100%.
Lopez.
100%.
It's a 4-year body of work, battle-tested, unrealized potential. I don't know.
100%.
He's been hit or miss in Buffalo.
But here's what Lopez is doing that I do like, and I like where your mind's at too. B.Scott here in the Loop, Sports Radio 610. We're less than 4 weeks away from free agency. I don't think Nico Collins is going to have like some Dameon Pierce fall off, but I look at it. It is 1 year. You know, don't you think we got to kind of balance it out?
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's also 1 year. It's his first year with a real quarterback. Gabe Davis has always played with one. It's his first year with a real offensive coordinator. Gabe Davis has always.
No,
played
I like
with
Nico
one.
better, but I would like to have. I would like to have three. If you told me I'm going to have Gabe Davis, Nico Collins, and Tank Dell,
but what am I supposed to do about these guys not having the body of work? Like. That was the case going into the season. Nobody had a body of work.
You know what you're supposed to do about it? You know what you're supposed to do about it? Make sure you got another guy that has been proven. See, so my point on this smart big money thing is everybody says, Mike Evans, Mike Evans, Mike Evans. I'll take him. But that's going to be a lot of money. That's going to be $20-something million a year versus a Gabe Davis, a Tyler Boyd, a Darnell Mooney.
I'm willing to meet you in the middle and pay the money to Darnell Mooney. I'm good with paying. I think Darnell Mooney is a decent number 3 receiver, can even be your number 2 receiver if you need him to. I'm willing to pay a little bit more, obviously less than Gabe Davis, but a little bit more than I think Darnell Mooney is actually worth to have a guy like what you're saying. Give me Darnell Mooney at that price over Gabe Davis.
Now let's go to running back. The biggest ticket item is going to be Josh Jacobs. They project him at 4.
So are you down on Mike Evans too? 2-year.
I'm not down on Mike Evans.
Nah, me?
Yeah.
No, see, Mike Evans is the type of player that I'm willing to overpay for. Like he's that caliber player. Like whatever sticker price is for Mike Evans, I'll do that.
Okay, that's
for
the question. You want to do the big money?
Yeah.
Or the smart big money? The big money at running back is going to be Josh Jacobs, 26 years old. They're projecting 4 years, $42 million. Here's the big smart money in my view. Saquon, 3 years, 29.
I just think he gets what Jacobs gets.
He might. Eckler,
but I would do it.
Eckler is 3 years, 22.
I don't know. Look, I don't want to be the system fit guy, but that does seem like a guy where it would matter more than say like Derrick Henry or something like that. Yeah, I don't know how that fits.
Yeah,
I like him.
And then Henry is 1 year, 11.
Yeah. So I don't know if this is a cop out, but I am in on all the prices for the running backs.
I am too.
You know what? Yeah, that's not a cop out. Yeah, that's not a cop out.
I don't have a push. Like I push back on Gabe Davis. Mm-hmm. I have no pushback on any number or figure that you gave me for the running back.
Okay,
I will take any of them at all of the prices that you named.
It's YTB for me. It's Y, TB,
and that is
yes, trust Bobby. Any of those running backs, it's yes, and then whichever one Slowick likes best, yes, and oh, by the way, we can still bring back Devin Singletary.
Now, defensive tackle, the big ticket item we all know. We just talked about him. Chris Jones, 29 years old, 3 years, $85 million versus Justin Madubuike, 26, 4 years, 81, but that's 4 years, or Christian Wilkins from the Dolphins, 28, 4 years, 80.
Wait, Madubuike is only 26 years old?
26.
I don't think I realized that.
He's 26.
That's the one. I mean,
that's what I've been saying. I told Landry
there's no way they let him go.
Also,
if he gets on the market, then they're dumb.
Yeah.
Because the reason
and they're not, by the way.
I think the negative. I actually did this in the sign or decline today with Chris Jones. The negative for Chris Jones kind of makes it a positive because Aaron Donald took a 3-year deal after age 30, and I think that's what Chris Jones is going to have to do because Aaron Donald's the standard.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you're talking 26, you're probably going to have a year or two on that.
Yeah, so they have him at 4 years, 81. Madubuike is mine.
That's it.
Yeah, if you can get him.
And I will reluctantly pass on Chris Jones at that price. Because he's Chris Jones, that's why I'm reluctant. Because why would you not want to have Chris Jones on your team if you don't have a player like that?
Yeah.
So I'll reluctantly pass on that and say Madubuike is clearly the answer there.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was actually that young.
Now I'm high on safeties here. The big ticket item is Antoine Winfield Jr. 25, 5 years, $92 million, versus Kyle Duggar, 28, 4 years, 66, or Xavier McKinney, 24, 5 years, 52.
Can I ask a question here? We don't get to have all of these things, right?
No, I'm getting to that.
We're going to have to make choices,
I'm getting to that, but go ahead.
Well, because that's where I'm at here. I'm reluctant to even have this conversation with you because I feel like I've already spent all my damn money.
I think it's just like would you be upset if they decided it? Because the other thing about this, I think the thing that's happened with the Texans, B.Scott in the building, is I don't want to get to. We're not to the point yet where we trust them blindly, but there's a healthy discussion. But I am to the point where if D'Amico wants to do, I said it last year during the quarterback situation. If D'Amico wants a quarterback, take a quarterback. I trust you. So I guess the way that we should approach this is not that we have like some sort of salary cap. It's that if they decided to do this and go this direction, would you question it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, maybe not question them, but then I would have more questions. We're going to get into, I guess, some of the younger players later, but like getting back to Jalen Petrie. And obviously, Jimmy Ward is still under contract, if I'm not mistaken. So I know that there's questions there about health and age and everything. But, I mean, a year ago, not even a year ago, going into the season, we felt like safety was the strength of the team.
Yeah.
So to be in this place where we're having a discussion about am I paying sticker price for the best free agent safeties out there, I'm uncomfortable with that.
Well, they're number 4 on my list. But I think it's something you can look at. I think safety, especially D'Amico, with what he can do.
Yeah, no, I'd be in denial if I said it's not something that you can look at. I would also, but just if I'm being honest with you, I don't want to do it.
Here's where I fall with this. I would rather take like a Gabe Davis at wide receiver over Mike Evans and then go big ticket at like defensive tackle.
Yeah, the numbers got to be better for me on Gabe Davis, like because what you read out to me sounded like big ticket for Gabe Davis.
Yeah, but it's 4 years.
Yeah, man. Look, if I'm gonna pay that kind of money, go ahead and go get me Mike Evans. Like I don't want to pay $50-something million for a guy for Gabe Davis. Like just let me pay.
You hate Gabe Davis.
He hates him some Gabe
at
Davis.
$50 million. Yeah, no,
he's
I'm not with
really
it.
good.
He is good.
He's really good.
But
he's a lightning bolt too.
Yeah, no, he's really good. He is a lightning bolt, and I think he definitely upgrades that position group tremendously. But again,
which they need to do
100%. But we're talking about value here, right? That's what the root of this discussion is. And to me, if you're going to spend that kind of money, go ahead and swing big. Would I be like upset about it? No, but I'd be like, wait, did Mike Evans say no? That would be my follow-up question.
Or is your decision we're gonna emphasize DT or something like that and get this I guess it sounds harsh, but a second-tier free agent compared to Mike Evans? Yeah. Or are we going to get the first-tier Mike Evans and a second-tier?
You're going to hate me for this. Hold on. You're going to hate me for this, Lopez. You're going to hate me. Be ready for this. Look, I would rather run it back with Nico Collins and Tank Dell as my main receivers and just go, like, really focus in the draft on a wide receiver.
No. I've got numbers for you on that, too.
Then pay $50 million for Gabe Davis.
God, no.
Give me a wide receiver out of this draft for a margin fraction of that price over Gabe Davis.
I would and
let's spend that money on Chris Jones, if you want Saquon Barkley or whatever the hell else it is.
For me, if you want a wide receiver, if you like even signing Mike Evans or Gabe Davis or one of these guys, I would still consider taking a wide receiver on day 2. It's going to be a money pit.
Well, you're going to take a chance.
Day 2 is going to be a money pit.
Yeah.
It is going to be a money pit of wide receiver value.
I did a little digging on this. You're going to be surprised at what you can get with the Texans picks. That's all I'm going to say. We'll get to that in a little bit. But, like, Gabe Davis, he's 25. 2 years ago, he had
he's younger than I thought, too.
Hates him.
He's had 48.
No, man, he's
but
good.
Listen to
he's a good player.
He had 48 catches and 7 touchdowns as a guy that's the second.
And had a bad year.
Last year, 45 catches, 7 touchdowns.
Oh, he's good.
He's Chris Carter. All he does is score touchdowns.
He's Chris Carter.
Wow. No, I meant like all he does is score touchdowns.
Oh, wow. Dump that.
Relax.
I wasn't saying apples to apples. I'm saying
give him 60 then.
No, he scores touchdowns.
No, he's a good player, man. I'd like to have Gabe Davis on this team. All right. So if they sign Gabe Davis, I will be fine with it. Going back to Landry's point about trust D'Amico, trust whoever, trust Bobby Slowick, trust Nick Caserio. I am willing to have that level of trust in them if they decide to sign Gabe Davis. I'm not going to get on here and be like, man, I can't believe they gave all of that money to Gabe Davis. I'm not going to come on here.
Are you sure?
I'm not going to,
because that's not what I'm picking up on.
No, I'm not going to do that. But if you're asking me ahead of time, who would I rather? Where would I rather spend the money? I would rather spend that kind of money on Mike Evans, and if I'm going to go get Gabe Davis, I'm hoping that it costs a lot less than that. I'm hoping it costs a lot less than what you said. I'd love to have him. He's a good player. I'm not saying he's not a good player.
So weird.
Just not at that clip, man.
It's so weird because when you say something like this, and maybe you were inferring this, I don't know, all of a sudden the inclination is, well, you don't think Nico is a number 1, or you don't think Tank can be a number 1. I'm saying I don't know yet. But I know Gabe Davis can fill in.
Well, even if you don't know that, you can't. You've got to improve the top three of the wide receiver group. Whether it's adding a big name one or a three, something's got to get there.
And that speaks to my point of not being upset if they do it. If they do it, I'm going to live with it because I know that that's a position of need. I mean, that was literally like the first thing that I wrote after that Ravens game. Was like, man, see that this. I like where this team is headed. But they need more weapons, whether it's out of the backfield, wide receiver. Like, they just need overall more weapons for sure. So I'm good with it from that standpoint. But if we're going to have a talk or a discussion about cost and where you should spend your money, give me Darnell Mooney at a little cheaper price than a Gabe Davis. Don't
sleep on him. I think he's going to be really good.
You're filling in exactly what you're trying to do, upgrading the position group at a cheaper clip.
Yeah. The beauty about this to me is we can say what they need. And if you're in a situation where you need a quarterback or you need a impact player on defense, there's no assurances that it's going to happen. I think it's going to be relatively, quote, easy if they do the right things to get what they need. That's the exciting thing. B.Scott in the building.